Well, this is a bit exciting for me. This is the Church of All Saints in the village of Great Ashfield, and we actually filmed this a few months ago, and unfortunately at the time the church wasn't open, but since then we've kindly been informed that actually it is open now, and we're coming along to film the inside. So we have already done the outside, but what a lovely scene here. We've got this lovely autumn day, so let's go in and have a look. Well, we've got the main gate here, which has a little gravel path coming in straight down to the main door here. So we'll go in and hopefully this church will be open. But this lovely brick facade here and brick arch, that really is lovely. Really nice. You don't see many brick entrances like this. Oh, we step down into this porch. Couple of steps actually. This is a very dark porch with windows both sides, but it's such a high ceiling and small windows that it's quite dark in here, though there is a light, but we won't turn that on. We'll go on straight into the church. Beautiful door. This is open. We'll step down. 3 steps here. Beautiful old door. Well, this is really impressive. I'm speechless actually, because it's just fantastic atmosphere here. We'll come back here to the church tower, and we've got a big screen here in front of it, but we can see the window there that's in the bottom of the tower behind the screen, and all the pulls for the bells, and a magnificent arch. Magnificent, it's so high, and the walls are beautiful. They're natural plaster looking, but you've got the accented stone on the corners which give it really such character. Old wooden dado here. That looks really quite old actually. An old memorial. So if we stand with our back to the tower and look down, we can see the structure here. We've got a very tall, narrow main section of the church with an extended aisle to our left. But it really is lovely. So much dark wood. Now we've got the unusual factor here of a wooden dado that seems to be running all around the church, and it matches the pews lovely, which are really ornate. The overall effect is very, very impressive. Got a lovely floor, and instead of being red and black, it's red and cream. And these pews are magnificent. I really do like these. here we can see these big memorials or tapestries. They're very imposing, they're very large. And the ceiling's interesting, it's not dark wood, it's lighter, and I don't know, it's just the whole, it's difficult to put into words actually the effect here in this church. Very holy, I suppose. I mean that in a very respectful way. Now here we've got another one of the plain glass windows which are in the church, but then immediately in front of it here is a beautiful, quite dark stained glass window. Very detailed. Have a closer look, I think. Certainly a number of memorials here, and though we put some lights on, this part of the church is quite dark because of the depths of these stained glass windows. Now, we're just looking at this beautiful, beautiful pulpit, one of the finest I've ever seen here in Suffolk. It does say, I think it's carved up there, 1619. It's absolutely beautiful. With a lovely carved canopy. That's really a really super and historical pulpit, I think. And we come up a level towards the altar. Here on our left is the organ. A beautiful arrangement of flowers there. Really delightful there by the side of the organ. That's really nice. And look at those pipes. The colouring of the pipes and the design of the pipes is magnificent. It's so in keeping with this church. They just match the ceiling. With more of those diamond tapestries or whatever they are on the wall there. There's so much of interest in this church. Now the altar is very imposing because of this dark panel behind it and absolutely magnificent window. That's a window that's actually worthy of a cathedral, I think. And a beautiful arch above it. And then we've got a side small stained glass window, which is very effective. Everything is so beautifully done. Flower arrangement is magnificent. This window here and the next one are plain glass, which are letting a lot of light in, but of course on a day like today, which is a very dull autumn day, there is not that much light, so the church is fairly dark. So we stand with our back to the altar, I look down, you can see that actually this lovely carpet that we've got here in this section with the cross on it. I think on reflection now it is cathedral like this church. It's almost regal. I don't know, it's difficult to put a right word on it, but the impression that it gives you when you're here is amazing. Absolutely love it. There's something here possibly worth noting. We just noticed on the wall.
The See of Ely, list of the abbesses, abbots and the bishops from AD 673 to 1909.
Yeah, as I say, this church it gives you the impression that it holds a lot of history here. You could spend hours and hours probably researching aspects of this church and historical significance of people that have been involved in it. So we just slowly walk back down this carpet past the organ, and I'll just point out again, actually I always like to, these beautiful flowers. I think they mean so much to people that come into the church that somebody's actually placed these arrangements here of flowers. They're beautiful. I think we'll just go over and have a look at the extension here, the aisle extension. One of these little staircases that go nowhere. Or goes up there, look. Really, really interesting. This looks like a little war memorial here. And it is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I've never seen anything like this, or quite like this before. We've got a glass window there that leads into looks like another room. I don't know what that is. This is a wonderful memorial here. It's an American flag. And here we have a model of an American bomber. And obviously the significance of a local American base in the Second World War. And above it is a fabulous stained glass window, which looks as if it's dedicated to an American Air Squadron 385, it says. There again, some beautiful flowers. And to the side here we've got a memorial to the First World War. And I have to say that it should be noted the amount of care and work that's obviously going into this church. The memorials, the whole feeling of the church is just one of some people here are really caring for this church. It's beautiful. So So before we just walk back down this second aisle, just worth looking at these pews and the age of them. They look really old, well worn with decades and probably centuries of use. Got more memorials here. This one's set in lovely alcove. There again, we've got the attention to detail here, I think, with these beautiful little flower arrangement. Isn't that lovely? That's just a delightful setting, isn't it? That picture there with the flowers there and set in that alcove. Absolutely love this church. Oh, and there's more flowers. Look, have a look at those. So we've got a memorial here to a soldier from the Second World War. So as we just walk into the corner here of the little extension, we can see again the feeling of age of this church and absolute serenity here as well. The font is actually just here at this point. Quite a plain font, but looks quite old. Certainly a lot of old stonework. I don't know whether it's been moved from probably a central position where it was in the original church before the extension was built. That's my guess. And another thing here that we could have a look at is this chest. Now, I don't know anything about it, I'm just looking at it. But I'm guessing that there's some history involved here. As I say, this whole church is just full of history. Look at this. How old can this be? 500 years old? Perhaps? I won't even touch it. It just looks a beautiful artifact. We can hear the rain pattering on the roof, actually, on this sort of quite dull autumn day. And it's all adding to the atmosphere of this church. This is quiet as a church mouse. Really, really nice church here. So I think we'll turn the lights back out and shut the church back up. Nice old radiators there from the 20s, I guess. More flowers and a lovely memorial, that marble scroll. And this door, the door is just absolutely super. Well, that was a really fantastic church to view. We come out into the daylight and greeted by slight rain. So that was the inside of All Saints, Great Ashfield. And I have to again thank the people that told us it was open. And I'm so glad that we came back to film this, because it's one of the most impressive churches that I filmed in Suffolk so far. Absolutely beautiful, and certainly well cared for.